What it is, it's your boy Burley, and I figured it was time to remake this video because I've made this video before because we've been at the chopping block for 20 years now, but we're getting new people coming in. They're checking out the 52. They're trying to figure it out, trying to figure what it's all about. So I figured it was time to make another video breaking down the bottom line of 52 blocks and some of the myths. Okay, let's go at the first myth. Was 52 blocks made in jail? No. No, sir. No, sir. Were there 52 block men that were in jail that ended up fighting? Yes. There were 52 block men that were doing the same thing on the streets. They caught a charge or they did something. They went to jail. They was in there fighting. Now, was it born in jail? No. The biggest connection with 52 blocks in jail is that we're talking about when men went to jail for being black, not selling crack. Let me say that again. When black men went to jail for being black, not selling crack. See, that's the jail period we're talking about. The Hurricane Carters. We're talking about that moment. Not the crack dealers. Yes, there were 52 block fighters that sold crack. That's a whole different story. And sold drugs. That's a whole different story. But we're not talking about that jail. We're talking about when you went to jail for being black. And this is the atmosphere that Jack Johnson came up in. George Gans, Joe Gans, George Dixon. This is the Charlie Burley, even Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis. This is the atmosphere they came up in, and they still had to fight. 52 Block is a product of American black boxers. Why is that? Because when you look at the boxing game, what did the black man bring to the boxing game? Defense. At one point, boxing was all about the offense. It was on its way to being outlawed. It was brutal. It was an ugly sport. Then black men were allowed to fight. And they brought in this ability to hit and not be hit. That is the sweet science of boxing. See, that's when it became the sweet science. The offense was rocking. Black man came in with the defense. You put it together. They came together like butt cheeks, and they was the ish. So that's the whole thing. Boxing is a melting pot. Every nationality of man is thrown a chip in the boxing. You know, my Latin brothers, my Mexican brothers with the machismo, the body work. Everybody's came in with something, and that's what makes boxing so great. But it was from the black man's defense that the art of 52 blocks came. 52 blocks is an all defensive art. It's an art that's made to sharpen the shield of defense. As you sharpen your sword of offense, you must sharpen the shield of defense. You know why? Because he want to hit your back. So all of those teachers running around talking about they're going to give you a technique that's just going to take out your opponent, bullish. I don't care if he's the bad guy, the weak guy, everybody's fighting to stay alive to some degree. You will be hit in the fight. You will take in some damage. But it's up to you to take in the least amount of damage so you can execute your offense right. So this is what 52 blocks is. Now, there's other brothers, they wrote, they doing all types of stuff. Now, when it comes down to that type of teaching, I don't teach that way. The one throw a punch and then I do 18 different things to you like a live human being ain't really going to be fighting back. See, to me, that gives a false sense of security. So there may be some guys that said they can dance in front of you, but I don't teach none of that. I teach the layers of defense that you can put within the offense. Heavy defense. And believe me, a lot of y'all don't know how to get out the way. You stand there with your chin in the gap, just taking shots. You don't understand the range, the distance, the feints, the blocks, the interception, slips, ducks. That's what 52 encompasses. The 360. Defense. And that's why the Burley clan, my Burley students, they teaching that. They hard to hit. Because when the formula is right, you can pass it to the next man. Now, all of this type of stuff, dancing in front of people, I don't believe it. If you can do it, I will pay you money. If you can pull off, get in front of a live striker and you dancing and just throwing up blocks for the sake of throwing them up. No, the blocks have to be situational to what's going on. Can't just be dancing in front of a man. Even me, when I came up and I seen the fights back in the days of the 52 block men, they were here. Yeah. But then when they clipped you and you was dizzy, then they started to show. Yeah, you about to sleep. Because you were dizzy. You were on Queer Street. Your brain wasn't in the building. You was half in, you was half out. That's when the show started. Just like Bruce Lee, when you see him doing all of this and you see his hands are waving and they moving slow, it's because his opponent is on Queer Street. That's what he see. He see 4 arms. He see 4 arms because he's on Queer Street. He dizzy. Now, that's when I seen the 52 block guys that I seen fighting throw on the show. Like, they had techniques to try to catch a punch and steal one, but when they hurt you, oh, the 52 block show began. And that's anytime. Anybody can hot dog in the moment of a man being on Queer Street. We've seen it through all levels of fighting. So once again, 52 blocks is an all defensive art. No, it has no Wing Chun. It's not inspired by no Kung Fu man or no Karate man. They wasn't back then there with Jack Johnson and them. They wasn't talking to Johnson and them and whispering in their ear. It was none of that. It's none of that. It's a black American art, the only American art. So if you are American, you may not like your country, then move out. But if you like the country you in, then salute, then support the team. 52 blocks. It's your boy Burley, back with another message.